welcome to this episode of The Edge Whitetails. Thanks so much for tuning in. Stay tuned to see what is happening today. Welcome back. Thanks for tuning into this episode of The Edge Whitetails. It's a beautiful day here, beautiful March day in northeast Iowa. And a couple weeks ago, you saw me trim up this big oak tree right here. Trimmed up all the suckers that came down and got this area opened up. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with my little mower. All these land projects don't take a whole lot of tools and effort. Well, effort is always standard option, but doesn't take heavy equipment to get this stuff done. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to grab the camera here. So I'm going to come in, and as you can see, we've got this trimmed up, and we opened up all this area here. And I had even made a little mock scrape, and we'll get that freshened up today. But now I'm going to come in with the mower, and I'm going to mulch up all of this undergrowth right here and leaves and everything. And then I'm just going to come in here. I'm not going to disc this up. I'm not going to fertilize it, anything. But I'm going to come in here with some biologic Clover Plus, just a quick little swath around it, get that seed to the soil, and let that come up. We'll keep it mowed. And when the acorns come in this year, the acorns will fall in that clover, and you'll have basically a 2-for-1 natural plot with a little help there with the clover underneath. We're not disking anything up. We're not necessarily making a full-blown food plot here, but just putting a little something extra underneath. That's one thing I started doing, as you've seen in the videos, is mowing under these oak trees so the deer have a real easy shot at getting those acorns. So, and this isn't something that we're really necessarily going to hunt right over either. This is just something, as I've said it a bunch throughout the videos, this is making your property the most attractive to the deer in the neighborhood. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to get to mowing. We'll show you what it looks like afterwards. This will be a short video today, and we'll get this going. Stay tuned. So I finished up my mowing job, and I am really pleased. And any of you that even just mow your yards, you get to spacing off and thinking about things while you're mowing. And I made a revelation. Now, while I said we wouldn't necessarily hunt over this, I have a stand about 100 yards from here. Not even that, 80 yards. And I've always kind of been on the fence if it was in the right area or not. Well, as I kept circling this, to show you quick, I mean, as you can see, it's all mulched up good. A little bit of sawdust and stuff in there from the blades chewing up the sticks. But as I made circles, I kept my eye on this heavy trail that comes out right here. And it's actually coming. Some of the hinge cut bedding area is back there where I had found split T2's antler. And got me thinking, it's like, man, maybe I ought to move that stand over here. And I found a really nice tree to hide in. This gnarly tree right here, I believe I can get my ladder stand right up in the center there and make it fit. Cut some lanes through. There's trails going back behind it. We're at the bottom end of the pond. It's a natural funnel anyway, and it catches this big trail. There was a scrape right under this tree. Take a little bit of trimming, but I think we could really make this a dynamite spot. And by coming in now and seeding this with the Clover Plus under that oak with the acorn, this could become a really, really good spot to catch split G2 in October before he even starts to rut, because as you know, the does and stuff will be up on the food plots, which is to the west of here, through the east thicket. And more than likely, the bucks are going to bed off. At least that's the hope. And a guy might be able to, if you can slip in right here, which I think a guy can real easy, off the bottom edge of the pond, sneak in here on an October evening hunt and probably have a really good chance at killing a nice buck before he even gets way out. It's getting really close to the bedding, and it's going to be quite a, going to have to be real stealthy, but I come across that. It's got me fired up in March. So pretty cool deal. But the point of this video was the natural food plot. So we've got the oak all trimmed up when it was cold. This is a monster oak. It didn't produce a ton of acorns last fall, so this year it should be, by all rights, probably a bumper crop. I'll get this seeded all throughout, and the sunlight can get in here real good, as best as you could imagine, under a big oak tree like this, and it should become a really good spot. So, for the Edge Whitetails, I'm Eric Johnston. We're going to wrap this up on this windy March afternoon, and until next time, get outdoors.